Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina from Our Rich Journey.
Today we want to talk about habits. You know, one of the questions that we get a lot is, how did we become millionaires? How did we achieve financial independence and retire early? And really what it came down to were some shifts that we had to do in our everyday lives. And we call these shifts little micro habits. There were things that we changed, daily routines that we took on, or daily routines that we got rid of that helped us achieve this status. And so in today's video, what we want to talk about are these micro habits that we used in order to achieve financial independence and retire early.
So in this video, we actually have 7 habits that we want to talk about. And at the end, we're also going to give you a tip for how you can develop these 7 habits if you don't practice them every single day. And these are micro habits.
The first habit is safeguarding time. And what we mean by this is many of us have our time stolen away from us in one way or another. In fact, most of us are probably giving our time away. And we do this by spending too much time on social media, watching too much TV, or giving extra hours to our employer when we are supposed to be off in the evening and in the weekends. You have to recognize that every minute, every hour that you are allowed to be stolen away from you are hours that you could be using in order to move closer to your financial independence goals. And so it's very important that you recognize how you are spending your time. Because something we often hear from people is, I don't have the time to learn to invest, to start a side hustle, to do all of these things, to look for another job. When in fact you are giving your time away or letting it be stolen from you when you could be better utilizing that time.
So this really comes down to productivity, really being able to identify what you do every single day that is productive versus things that you do that can really drain time from you. And not only drain time from you, but also energy. So when you're focused on being productive every single day, you're focused on doing things that will move you closer to your goals.
Goals, and that is the key word there. If you don't establish goals, then you don't know what you need to be working towards. We should all be writing down, for example, our financial independence number. With that financial independence number alone, you can identify so many other things that you need to be doing to get closer to that ultimate goal. The next habit is limiting financial news noise. You see, the news cycle is full of salacious articles or news stories in order to get clicks or views on whatever news channel this is. This is all a part of the advertisement game. And so you have to be careful about the news sources that you watch every day, especially the ones that can impact how you invest and build wealth. For us, we like to choose reliable news sources that consistently give us information that is the most reliable.
So we mentioned this because one thing about that news noise is that it can cause anxiety with you. It can cause you to constantly go in and check your portfolio and see how your portfolio is doing. And if your portfolio is not doing good at the moment when you're constantly checking it, you could be making changes that aren't beneficial to the growth of your portfolio.
And there's another problem with the financial news that I think is more detrimental than anything else. It can stop you from doing anything at all. It can keep you scared. And one thing that we say is scared money don't make money. So if you are afraid to start investing because you've heard that there's going to be an economic downturn or recession or this or that or any political thing is happening and it just keeps you still, this is very detrimental to you. And so we think that anyone that is pursuing financial independence, if you want to move forward, be careful about the news that you consume. So this brings us to our next habit, financial education. Now, one thing that Christina and I do every day is we spend at least 10 minutes developing our financial education or literacy. And that comes in one form or another. Either we are reading a book, we are listening to a podcast, but we are consuming reliable financial education.
So for those of you that are really struggling to find out what you should be reading, what you should be listening to, we will give you one book recommendation and one podcast recommendation. So the book recommendation is The Boglehead's Guide to Investing. It is a great book, especially for beginning investors. It really goes into detail about different index funds, ETFs, taxes, all of these different types of investments that can help grow your wealth. In the Planet Money podcast, they have a great summer school series where you can learn more about economics and investing. The next habit is we have exercised the ability to spend mindfully. This happens every single day where we're really thinking about, is this a want versus a need? Now, we're not telling people that you should never buy a want, but you have to take some time to really thoughtfully think about your purchases and determine whether or not these types of purchases that you make that are wants will really move you forward on your FIRE journey.
And I think that's a great way to think about it. Will this purchase move you forward or will it move you backwards? And some wants may actually move you in the wrong direction. And so it's important that you make that recognition before you make that purchase. I mean, how many people have bought something and then they have buyer's remorse because they realize once they had it, I can't afford this. This is moving me in the wrong direction. I had to go into debt. All of these negative things have come from this purchase, but you only realize it after you've made that purchase. Do you know why that's the case? Is because once you've had it, you've had time to think about it and you realize this wasn't the right decision. So one thing that you can do is practice something called the 72-hour rule. So if there is a want that you are really excited about, wait 72 hours. And if you are still excited about purchasing that want, then you can move forward with that purchase.
Another thing that you can do, and we love this actual habit, is thinking about your wants and your purchasing of those things in the form of the hours that you would have to work in order to purchase those things. So if you have something that you really want to purchase, but it isn't a necessity, what you can do is calculate how many hours it would take you at work to pay for that product. Again, these things can really help you develop that habit of spending mindfully.
The next habit, and this is something that we do every single day, is our daily gratitude. And when we do that, we recognize the non-material things in life. Things that don't involve money or material or things that we would necessarily buy. You see, this reduces the urge to want to just go out and spend money. And this recognition is so important, especially in the time of social media, where you see people taking all these trips, buying all these fancy things, cars and wallets and purses, spending money on social media to give the perception of happiness, of living a fulfilled life. The reality is that life is what you make it. And if you can approach life with gratitude, with positivity, and surround yourself with the right kind of people, life can be a fulfilling thing.
So we really encourage you to practice gratitude every single day. When you wake up, think of the things that you are grateful for, and you'll begin to realize as you're thinking about these things, you're going to be thinking about people, you're going to be thinking about experiences, and you're not going to be thinking about the material things in life. The next habit is networking, and we have this as a micro habit because you should be doing things every single day related to networking. It can be at your work, it can be with your friends and family, it can be when you're going about your daily tasks of going to the grocery store even. When you talk to people, you can get information from them that can pertain to your life, and it can stimulate new and creative ideas to have you thinking about things differently.
I think this is one of the most important things you can do. And it definitely was something that propelled us on our journey, just casual conversations that we would have with people on the street. I remember when we first moved to the San Francisco Bay Area, one of the things that we did was when we would be out and about, we would talk to people and we got some of the best ideas. Like when we were renovating our homes and someone told us about the tool lending library. That conversation saved us thousands of dollars because when they told us that there was a library in Oakland where you could check out power tools to do any type of work to your home, it was a game changer.
And another example, actually, when we were renovating our homes also, we met someone who put us onto the as is section in IKEA. We had never actually identified this in IKEA before, and that also was a game changer for us. But again, it goes down to networking with people. Just opening a conversation with people with a basic, hi, how are you doing? There is so much that you can get from that.
And if you guys have seen our 365 Days to Fire meetups in Portugal, that is the definition of powerful networking. I mean, people are networking throughout the year because we set people up in cohorts and people meet individually in their own cities and towns. But when people get together in Portugal, you see networking at the highest level. And so go check out that program because it is jam-packed with actionable items that you do every day to move you closer to financial independence and retiring early. But the biggest part of this program is definitely the community that is formed, the networking that takes place as a part of this program. So if you're interested in learning more about the 365 Days to Fire program, check out the link in the description below or go to 365daystofire.com. And so this brings us to our final habit, and it is having a positive mindset. Have you ever met those people that just have a negative disposition on life? Doesn't it seem like everything is going wrong for them? Like there are just so many things holding them back from moving forward. Now, on the other hand, if you've ever met a positive person, you can see how positive things, how good things are attracted to that person because they give off this aura of positivity and people want to be around these types of people. Good things happen to these kind of people. If you can become a person like this, good things will happen to you. So how you become a positive person if you are not one? Well, it takes a mind shift. You have to first recognize that maybe you are looking at things as half empty when you should be looking at things as half full. You have to do that self-assessment and see where you are coming from. Ask the people around you. Look at the people around you. Are they also negative people? Do people not want to be around you? Or do people say to you, you know what, you have kind of a negative attitude? These might be signs that you need to make that mindset shift.
And I also think that some of the habits that we talked about in this video also help to produce that positive mindset or help you get into that mindset shift. So things like practicing gratitude, networking, making sure you're around positive people instead of negative people. The more you can shift your mindset so that it is a positive mindset, so you go through every single day really thinking about the positivity of the day instead of the negative, that will draw more positivity to your life. So we went through these 7 habits, and maybe you haven't incorporated all of these 7 habits into your day-to-day lifestyle. So we have one tip in order to incorporate these habits, and this is called habit stacking. So how this works is you take one specific habit that you're already doing every day, and then you incorporate a new habit that you want to start doing right after that daily habit. So for example, let's say your habit is every morning you wake up and you have coffee. Now, if you want to develop a new habit by habit stacking, what you can begin to do is have your daily coffee, and right after your daily coffee, you do 10 minutes of financial education. You listen to a podcast, for example.
And I'll go a step further. You wake up every morning and your habit is to brush your teeth. Well, while you are brushing your teeth or taking a shower, maybe you turn on your favorite podcast that morning. A 10-minute show from NPR that gives the Planet Money indicator of the day. This is just a great way to incorporate all of these habits, all of these things that can help shift your mindset to move you on that financial independence journey. Because so much of what we talk about has to do with mindset. Believing that you can achieve something as great as financial independence, it really does take a shift in how you think. And so we hope this video has given you a little fuel for your fire journey. And if you guys have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey. So thanks for watching our video. But before we let you go, we wanted to let you know that our year-long action-oriented program for pursuing financial independence and retiring early is open now. Our 365 Days to Fire program. It is a one-of-a-kind program that helps you get closer to your financial independence and retiring early goals. And so if you are interested in this program, please go to 365daystofire.com and check out everything that this program has to offer.
Yes, please check it out. We're so excited to be going into our 3rd year of this program. As part of the program, we have exciting in-person meetups here in Portugal. We have people break up into smaller accountability groups and do activities with their groups. You have daily fire tasks. You have plans that you create. You create an entire fire plan that includes your stock investing plan, your real estate investing plan, your estate plan, your side hustle plan. Every single plan gets accumulated into your fire plan. And we also have a coaching plan as part of this program where you can get feedback from us. We review your plans and you can ask us any of your fire related questions. So again, if you are interested in signing up for this program, enrollment is open now. You can go to 365daystofire.com, and we'll also leave a link in the description below.